Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are unlocking the fascinating covert science behind how top brands measure and perfect their customer experience. Seriously, have you ever wondered what actually happens on the floor of a retail store when the regional managers aren't looking? Well, there is an entire operational playbook dedicated to finding that out. And honestly, it reads a bit like a spy novel. We're going to become undercover retail agents today and explore the structured methodology of conducting a professional mystery audit. So here's the massive challenge for literally any business. How do brands truly know what happens in their stores? You can have the absolute best products in the world and a flawless corporate strategy, but inconsistent retail execution on the ground? That can completely derail a brand's promise. The solution to this vulnerability is the operational playbook of a mystery audit. It's this highly structured, data-driven approach to objectively measuring exactly what the customer experiences, completely unfiltered and unvarnished.
At its core, mystery shopping is all about gathering specific, anonymous information. But what's so fascinating is the history here. This practice actually traces its roots all the way back to the late 1940s. Back then, it was primarily used as a theft prevention tool, to check employee honesty and inventory loss. Fast forward to today, and it has evolved into this massive, highly scientific market research tool. We're looking at an estimated $600 million industry in the US alone. And in India, it's an 800 crore industry that's growing at an astonishing 30% every single year. It's completely transformed into a vital strategy for operational excellence.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our playbook for today. We'll cover the undercover agent, mission preparation, field observation, reporting metrics, and finally, real-world impact.
Starting with Section 1, the undercover agent, demystifying the professional auditor. You see, agencies actually rely on a diverse network of over 100,000 everyday people, anyone from college students to seasoned professionals, to get paid and capture authentic realities on the ground.
Next up, Section 2, mission preparation, the assess and design phases.
So, top agencies rely on this core methodology known as the circle of optimization. And it starts way before anyone sets foot in a store. First, the agency goes through an intensive assess phase. They analyze the brand promise, study competitor initiatives, and look really closely at local market dynamics. From there, they move right into the design phase, where they draft extremely precise operational guidelines and behavior-based questionnaires. The key here is that the audit has to be designed to measure specific attributes that actually drive or damage customer delight, not just subjective feelings. Only after this rigorous prep do we get to the field execution and measurement.
But preparation isn't just about the paperwork, it's highly personal for the auditor too. To play the part, look the part. This is a crucial physical preparation tip for our undercover agents. Think about it. If you're auditing a corporate sales office, you absolutely must wear formal attire to blend in and be treated like a genuine corporate client. But if you're doing a movie theater audit, casual clothing is a must. The whole point is seamless integration, because if the staff even suspects you're an auditor, the authenticity of that entire interaction is totally ruined.
Moving to Section 3, field observation, the infiltration and implementation phase.
Once they're actually on the retail floor, the auditor is actively observing incredibly specific behaviors. We're talking pulling out a stopwatch in their pocket to measure exact weight line efficiency. They're evaluating staff hygiene and grooming, which is critical because sales reps are literally the brand ambassadors, and something as simple as a poorly ironed uniform directly damages the brand's image. They'll also purposefully throw curveballs, asking difficult questions to test the staff's product knowledge and troubleshooting skills. Finally, they visually verify if the product displays and planograms actually match the corporate guidelines. Every single detail gets carefully scrutinized.
Now, authenticity on the ground is the main focus of any agency. Complete honesty is really the backbone of this entire industry. And sometimes an auditor's job includes gathering physical proof right on site. That might actually mean ethically navigating a pretty tense situation where a store manager has to sign off on a negative report. Professional auditors are trained not to argue. They simply record the reality on the ground without any bias, verify the facts, and let the data speak for itself.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how technology has completely revolutionized this pursuit of authenticity. The old way of auditing relied heavily on these subjective, paper-based notes that could easily be faked or just misinterpreted. But the new way? It is totally tech-enabled. Top agencies are using platforms like TracknTrain, which literally require real-time, geofenced tracking. That means the undercover agent cannot even submit their audit data unless their mobile device's GPS coordinates are verified to be inside that specific store's perimeter. Plus, they have to upload real-time photos, instantly watermarked with server-verified timestamps. It's a total game-changer that completely eliminates reporting fraud.
Let's look at Section 4, Reporting Metrics, Extracting the Data.
Depending on the mission, the extracted data looks very, very different. For a customer experience audit, the metrics are going to focus heavily on staff courteousness and the overall store ambiance. But, say it's a price check audit, where they're looking at suggested retail price or market operating price, the agent is hunting for pricing discipline violations just to see if local partners are undercutting the brand. Or it could be a stock audit, where the metrics shift entirely over to inventory accuracy, product freshness, and measuring retail shrinkage. Different missions target entirely unique operational vulnerabilities.
And this brilliantly illustrates how all those individual on-the-ground observations become a usable business metric. Enter the Weighted Compliance Index, or WCI Formula. Instead of an auditor just coming back and saying, hey, the store looked nice, this mathematical formula takes the binary checklist items like, was the floor clean, yes or no, and multiplies them by pre-assigned weights based on the specific corporate priorities. This turns qualitative behaviors into a highly objective, benchmarkable score. So a brand manager sitting literally hundreds of miles away can pull up this score and instantly compare the operational health of a store in Mumbai versus a store in Bangalore.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, Real-World Impact, Mission Accomplished.
This structured methodology absolutely works, and this number right here proves it, 35%. That is the massive improvement in retail execution that Google Pixel achieved across modern trade channels in India by using these exact precise visibility auditing techniques. By deploying auditors across 232 cities simultaneously, checking fixture compliance and display setups with that real-time photo evidence we talked about, they didn't just guess what was happening on the floor, they managed it with absolute certainty. And that resulted in a documented 35% surge in execution quality. That's incredible. So, all of this leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. What unseen details are defining your brand's customer experience right now? Because while you might be looking at the big picture strategy in the boardroom, it's the invisible mechanics on the ground, a poorly ironed shirt, a slightly misaligned display, an extra 3-minute wait in line, that are actively defining your brand in the minds of your customers. The science of the mystery audit proves that you don't have to guess anymore. You just need the right playbook. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this changes how you view your very next trip to the store.